if you grow too quickly, the people around you or surrounding you, they may not be aligned to your vision. They may not be aligned to be part of the culture that you want to grow, essentially.
This is the Game Changers Experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by productivity authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
Life is a marathon, right? Running a business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And again, as I mentioned to you, Tony had a company called Link Exchange, and he essentially grew the company way too fast. And he noticed this when he got to about 100 employees. He didn't even know what their names was. They didn't know who he was. They had different values. They had different, they wasn't singing off the same hymn note. They were just basically hiring because they wanted to, because they needed the people, but they were hiring for the wrong reasons. So fast growth, even though as exciting as it can potentially be with investments coming in, with new clients and customers coming in, and new orders coming in, or whatever it might be, I want you to be conscious of what I call hyper growth. All right. Because, there's a really good example of WeWork, for example, which is a really good example where they essentially for the benefit of the people that don't know who WeWork are, they are essentially a co-working space, which is funded by a variety of investors, venture capitalists, and angel investors, essentially. Okay. And what happened is that they grew way too quickly. So when they went to float on the stock exchange, their valuation was X, but they weren't hitting anywhere near the numbers. And actually, if you look at WeWork today's, and it was a real big lesson for people of WeWork, because they even though they went into hypergrowth, essentially, they had to close businesses down. They couldn't sustain it because the business itself was just not making enough money in order to sustain its outgoings. So it's about balancing the books. But WeWork is a really interesting analogy of this. The other thing as well is that if you grow too quickly, the people around you or surrounding you, they may not be aligned to your vision. They may not be aligned to be part of the culture that you want to grow, essentially. So, and a really good example of this actually is that when it came to recruitment, and some of you may or may not know, but I actually started off in McDonald's. That was my first real job at the age of 16. And one of the things that we used to do at McDonald's, I got promoted extremely quickly in the ranks. By the time I was 21, I was running a store, had 71 staff, turning over 9 million pounds of business. But one of the things that I did as a boss is that every week we would have what they call an orientation. So on a Tuesday evening, we'd have an orientation where we'd invite people who wanted to apply to come to McDonald's. And we would essentially, run this orientation. And, we'd have some fun. We'd put on some games. We'd see how people interact. We'd give them some tasks. And when it came to the interviews, rather than kind of what a lot of companies would do is that they would then use other people within the company. But I wanted to be part of the recruitment side of things so that we're actually recruiting the right types of people that set in the team so that there's cohesion rather than kind of conflict. And that's what you kind of want. And that was one of the things that I did in my first real job as such. Number 3 is the success of your company is closely tied to your culture, essentially. Your culture is your brand, because if your culture is your brand, then you've got your employees, which are what I call brand ambassadors. They live and breathe your brand, and your employees have got to share this passion and this purpose. And, they've got to live and breathe your core values and make sure that they're aligned to how you want things to go And also, it's also around connectiveness. You know, if people are connected what you want to do is you want to create what I call a tribe of happy, fulfilling, purpose-driven employees that essentially sing off the same hymn note. Because when you go through times of toughness, for example, right, we've all got to pull together in order to what I call survive, right, and thrive. Okay, and that's what it's always best to do, something together rather than alone.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I would love to hear from you guys. Please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the notification bell button below so that you don't miss out on some of the episodes that we've got coming up. Also, please make a comment in the comment section below. We are reaching out to some of our listeners so that we can get to an understanding about how we can personalize some of the great content that we've got coming out based on your needs and aspirations. My other word of advice as well is to go to our amazing Facebook community where you can meet other creative entrepreneurs and business owners. Introduce yourself, say hi, mention about some of the amazing breakthroughs that you're getting through some of the episodes, and network, right? Grow your business. You are with who you become with the 5 most common people you hang around with. So listen, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.